Oh, chale, players. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's a sunny afternoon here in the United States. We're still following the Club World Cup, and as you saw at the start there, some of the Black Stars players and some of the media team players getting ready for the All-Star Festival at the Legon Sports Stadium. The All-Star Festival will feature some top players. There'll be 3 different matches, the Northern Zone Black Stars and the Southern Zone Black Stars. There will also be a game between the media and also a game between UPSA and Legon students. So it's sure to be an interesting one there. We'll get you the pictures and videos as and when we get them. But today we're going to focus on the African contingent at this year's Club World Cup. The Club World Cup features 4 African teams, and the first round of matches are almost over. Real Madrid will play and the likes. And it's time to review the performances of the African teams. We've had 4 of them already playing, and we're going to see how they have performed. We'll also talk a bit about the Ghana Black Queens. They have started their pre-tournament campaign in Morocco. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Click on that notification bell to get more updates. We'll jump right into it, and it's all about the Club World Cup here. This summer has been the focus for the Club World Cup, and it has seen 32 clubs competing for the honor to be named the Club World Cup champion. Some have called it an unnecessary tournament, a tournament of convenience, a tournament where FIFA wants to also get in and dip their hands into the cash and enjoy what UEFA have been enjoying. But all that being said, it's here to stay according to FIFA. 4 years, every 4 years from this year, we'll have the Club World Cup, the next one being in 2029. That being said, Africa is my focus, and we have had 4 representatives from Africa all playing in their first round of matches. I'm going to review their performances, and I'll start off from Al Ahly. In the first game versus Inter Miami, Al Ahly flattered to deceive. In my opinion, the 2 goalkeepers were amazing. That for Inter Miami and that of Al Ahly. They were the men of the match, in my opinion, or the superior players of the match. They were the difference for both sides as they all drew blanks. But in all honesty, Al Ahly should have probably won that game, especially considering the fact that they had a penalty that they could not score. It was unfortunate, but the African team first one there, not doing as we expected them in getting all 3 points. However, they did not lose, and that meant that their 9.55 million kitty that they were entitled to increased by just 1 million. So 10.55 million they got in the end. I was impressed by their performance, standing up to Inter Miami, who in my opinion, without the likes of Messi and all that, probably wouldn't be so threatening. Messi had his moments. Messi was Messi as usual, and there were no surprises there. Al Ahly should have won their game. I was impressed by them, however, but not getting the 3 points meant that they go into the second round of matches versus Palmeiras with it all to do. We'll be at that game, Al Ahly versus Palmeiras, on Thursday, and we'll be bringing you all the updates you need. The next that took center stage was Flamengo. They took on ES Tunis. ES Tunis versus Flamengo was a game in which I think Flamengo ran ES Tunis ragged. They lost that game by 2-0, and Esperance Tunis, who are a very, very strong side in Africa here, when it gets to the global stage, it becomes a new one. I think Flamengo were the better side. The Brazilian side showed their superiority and got all the 3 points in there. Esperance Tunis have a lot of work to do, and they would know that better than I do. I think 2-0 loss for them was not the best way to start the competition. They still maintain their 9.55 million willing kitty there, but nothing to improve on for them. The next that took center stage, and the one that got the win was Ulsan. They took on Mamelodi Sundowns. Sundowns should have scored 3 goals. I think 2 goals ruled out by VAR for offside. He did not get the hat trick, and they still got their 3 points, but Ulsan were not in the best shape at all. Ahead of that game, there was a bad weather being reported, and it meant that the game was delayed. But I think by 45 minutes plus, but that didn't deter Mamelodi Sundown fans who were in cheerful voices, and also their players who did the job on the pitch. Their kitty has increased significantly, and they will be hoping to get the boss that get through to the knockout phases. In my prediction, I predicted them to get through from the group stages into the knockout phases. I think that they will do just that, and it will be an interesting tournament for them. South Africans will be happy with the performance of Sundowns in their opening game. 3 points in your first game, more or less, likely guarantees you a place in the knockout phases. Not guaranteed, but it's a good way to start the competition with 3 points. And I'm sure that Mamelodi Sundowns, after what we watched versus Ulsan, will be confident of making it out of the group stages. Congratulations to Sundowns. They did an amazing job. The final one to take center stage was Wydad, and I remember Wydad quite vividly. From that game, they played versus Accra Hearts of Oak. Wydad thrashed the Phobians, and 6 goals. And they've been continental powerhouses all through the last few years. However, Manchester City halted them. The game was not a bad one for them, especially in the first half. They were good. They were good enough to be at parity or score a goal, but it was not to be. Manchester City got 2 goals in the first half, and the rest, as they say, is history. 3 points for the citizens, and they took the upper hand. The clinicality we've seen from Wydad in on the African continent was not there, and they were punished for it in the end. Unfortunate there, but Wydad will have a lot of work to do in their subsequent game. And that is it with the performances of the African players. We'll look at the second round of matches, and it begins tomorrow. Alali will take center stage at the MetLife Stadium. We'll be there to watch that game and bring you all the updates live from the African contingent. So far, not so good. Only Sundowns and Alali with a draw, doing us some giving us some pride and something to cheer about. So we hope for a better performance from the other African contingents, and I hope that they do get the job done in the end. The Ghana Black Queens are also preparing for their women's AFCON in Morocco. Less than 2 weeks to go before they have their opener versus South Africa, Mali next, and then Tanzania in their group. The Ghana Black Queens have not had the best of preparatory games, not the best of results. We hope that it does turn out to be fruitful in the end when they take it to Morocco. They've left to Morocco to begin pre-camping for the tournament, pre-tournament camping as they call it. We'll see how that one goes on there. And that is how I end today. The All-Star Festival is today at the Legon Sports Stadium. There'll be stars there. Jordan Ayew, everyone will be there. Felix Afenajan and the likes you saw there in the video. Also been talking to you about the Ghana Black Queens pre-tournament camping and the African teams in the Club World Cup. Their performances after round one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day.